You've tuned into The Mountain Gardener with your host, Ken Lane. Gardening, it can be challenging, but with these simple insider tips, you'll reap huge rewards. Now, let's tune into today's Mountain Gardener with Ken and Lisa. And welcome to this week's edition of The Mountain Gardener. Your host, Ken Lane, here talking about the landscapes throughout the mountains of Arizona and beyond. What zone are we? The mountains of Arizona. We are a zone 7B to 8, depending on your elevation, where you're at. And so what does that really mean? Zones, growing zones. So they're measuring how cold it gets in the winter. Plants have certain amounts of antifreeze in them. And so if you've got more antifreeze, it makes you into lower zones. You go to zone 5, those plants can go well below 0 degrees in the winter and still survive. Plants that are in the zone 9, 10, 11, those are Phoenix, desert plants. If you think a cold thought, they will die. I mean, it can take 0 amount of cold. Here in this Sedona, Camp Verde, Cottonwood, Prescott Valley, Prescott-Chino Valley, Paulden, go all the way over the hill to Skull Valley, Kirkland, Hillside. I see all of us in this region. Seligman. I know you guys are tuned in. You come visit us. Williams, I'm glad we saw you this week. You're going to be a zone 7 up in Williams because it's a little higher elevation. Groom Creek, zone 7. Down here, my house in Prescott, zone 8. And what they do is they measure for the last 20 years, they measure what was the coldest temperature. Whatever that was consistently, that is your zone. And so it adjusts a little bit. In fact, last year, they changed Prescott, Arizona. They changed our zone from a 7B to an 8. In other words, it warmed up a few degrees, just not much, but a little bit. So it moved us up 5-degree temperature. So we still need plants that can go down to 15 degrees. But we haven't seen a sub-zero in over a decade. And so that plays out in your zones. And that's what the zones are. Now, if you've had plants that are damaged right now, they're sick, they're heat stressed, they're showing signs of problems, they're getting thin, wispy, they aren't as full as they were before. Those are all signs of stress, probably from winter stress. Now it's kicking out. Now that the heat is here, it's going, okay, I was stressed out before. I was dehydrated. I was damaged. But now it's 90 degrees out, I'm going to show it off. I'm going to make sure you see I'm not happy. And so they're dropping leaves or getting thin, wispy. Those are all signs you need to act now. Don't wait. It's important. They are on their way out. They're stressed out. If you leave a stressed out tree in the yard, they will die. And they're begging for problems. Like there's some hormones that happen with plants as they get stressed out. They go, hey, I'm sick, over here. Finish, easy meal. All you spider mites, all you aphids, all you gophers, grubs, bark beetle, come over here, finish me off. You won't have to struggle very much. Eat me. And so it's kind of serious. You really want to get these things turned around quickly. And so I would say the other one is if they get stressed, you're seeing a lot of mildew right now. So powdery mildew, this white coating, it's kind of pretty actually, only it suffocates the plant so it can't see any sunlight. So it just literally starves to death as this bacteria just eats the living tissue out of this plant. It is not good. You really want to get on this stuff. And when it's warm, things react quickly. So you should feel the pressure. You don't want to wait till next weekend. And I'll be back from my cruise to Alaska in 10 days. I'll just deal with it then. Don't do that. Everything grows really fast right now. You want to come in like today. Let's get out. Let's finish it this weekend. You want to get on that because it will compound quickly. And it's the heat that's doing that. Now, when the monsoons come, now we're transitioning here. The heat is a real benefit to us here in the Southwest. It's what draws in all the moisture. So that heat island effect just creates these environments where these clouds just start coming in and it starts to rain. We don't want rain like Texas and New Mexico have seen, but we do want some moisture and we're going to get it. We just don't know how much. If you know that's going to happen, take advantage of it. If you've got stressed out plants, There's one thing. I had a couple plants that got, I'm a gardener. I thought I had it going on. It was warmer than usual and drier this last few months. And so it damaged two plants. And so I've cut back my Atlas cedar, gave it a trim, gave it a haircut. And you know what? It darn well killed one of my olive trees. I get this beautiful decorative olive. It's in a container. It's cute as can be. It's in a tree form, little tiny cute. It's a little bit about the size of a beach ball. And then underneath it, it's got these beautiful flowers that would overflow in a beautiful cobalt red container. It's gorgeous. It screams Mediterranean. Look at me, relax and watch a sunset here. It got burned back. So here's a couple things I did for my plants. One, in the yard, it's in the ground. There, I gave those plants humic. Again, I know rain's coming. I know they're stressed out. I know they lost some root mass. And so that's the reason you're seeing this top growth stress. I need to grow the roots out. So humic is Humic, humic acid. So it looks like coffee grounds. I spread that out all underneath my plants where the roots are. It's like a fertilizer, but it feeds the ground. It feeds the worms, the mycorrhizals. It tickles the feet, the roots of plants so they want to root out. Super, super important for sick plants. Start there. Just put that on, get a bag, throw it out there. One bag covers 2,000 square feet. Probably one bag will do a whole yard. Pray for rain. It's going to make a difference. The other one I'm doing at the same time, I fertilized everything in the yard, every single plant, all my ground covers, my perennials, trees, shrubs, flowers, everything got fertilized. I thought the rains would come this last week. I was wrong. I believed the weatherman. See that? I should know better. I've been doing this for decades. The weatherman is 100% wrong, like every time. It's crazy, but it's coming next week. So I got my fertilizer on. It sits there until the rains come. You really need, when you put this stuff on the ground, put it over top of the rock. It'll activate the second we get moisture irrigation, and it'll go through the rock and the fabric. It just activates. And every time you get some moisture, because the 744 all-purpose plant food and the humic, these are both organic materials. They're not breaking down instantly all at once. They break down slowly over a season. So they just slowly go through the soil so plants can pick up this nutrient as the moisture comes. So take advantage of the rain coming. That will get things to relief, get new branches. It just gets things to reroot, add some structure to it. More foliage equals more photosynthesis, which means more roots. It just all activates to itself. If you've got something with just no leaves left, those plants, it's too late. It's dead. If you gave, I'm going to increase the water. Well, if you found a dead body, there's a dead rabbit out there, a bird or something, and you just gave it, and it died of drought, and you gave it some more water, is it going to reanimate? Neither is your plant. No, it's not going to come back to life. More water is just going to cause it to rot faster. There's a time and place where it just stops. It just dies. There's a line in the sand. And I'm always amazed at how plants, they want to come back. Any care, they will jump back to life for you. I mean, you have to want it dead. It's looking stressed. I think I'll just kill it from here. You have to physically want to kill a plant. They want to live, if at all possible. They're basically just like you and I. So if you just get ahead of it a little bit, they come back for you with a vengeance. They root out super strong. But I would right now, stressed out plants, give it humic. Second, fertilize with a 744 all-purpose plant food. And then I mentioned my olive tree. That one I cut back. It's no longer beach ball size. It actually hurts my heart saying that out loud. But I did prune it back to about, volleyball size. And now I'm amazed. It's only been a few days. I gave it some fertilizer. It has already got new foliage, and it looks more balanced. It's going to be beautiful. Plants love a beautiful haircut. They feel prettier when you trim them back. Don't be afraid to trim back some branches that are dead or a lopsided. They want to feel beautiful. They don't like messy bed hair. They want beautiful rock star. That's where they want to go out and go, look at me. I am so beautiful. Look at this. I'm going to grow for you. I'm feeling good about myself and others. Let me just show you what I can do. And they just start taking off with new growth. We got Lisa Watters Lain coming in with your garden questions. What are others talking about? In just a moment.
Wondering why the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, it's probably because your neighbor used the all-purpose fertilizer from Watters Garden Center. Monsoon is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to feed your plants. Watters all-purpose fertilizer is the only organic made especially for Arizona mountain soils. Don't buy a bunch of different fertilizer for your flowers, veggies, trees, or grass. This one does it all. The plants on your side will be happier, healthier, well, greener. Safe, natural, organic. Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
And we are back with Lisa Watters Lain, my favorite gal, probably on the planet. Probably.
Okay.
Definitely in Arizona.
At least Prescott.
Prescott, Arizona especially. She shares my life with me, my business, my children, and this radio podcast. So she shares this, comes each week with your garden questions. Just what are people talking about that maybe we can share, and you can learn things from other gardeners, and that's the beauty of gardening. People think it's therapeutic, like one with nature, but also it helps you socialize and get out of your own head and share stories. And look what I just grew. Hey, I grew new tomato. Instantly, gardeners have instantaneous bonds. I can tell a gardener whether they're at the garden center because I'll be talking to them. Go, oh yeah, Ken. Hey, good to see you. I love your program. I listened to it last week. Yes, I learned. Hey, let me tell you, I just picked. And they start sharing their flowers. It's almost bragging rights. I just picked this beautiful tomato, radishes, lettuce. I'm going, there's a gardener. You can always, there's secret code. There's a secret handshake. Remind me and I can share it with you if you're part of the Watters Garden Club. Not really. But there is wording. There's language that we use to go, that's a gardener. I got it. Whenever they're going, it's soil, not dirt. That's a sign of a gardener. Anyway, enough of how we identify.
I'm impressed. You went a whole minute and 40 seconds. I'm not sure you took a breath.
Some shows are more animated than others. I'm excited.
Good.
It's like garden season. Grandkids are coming next week. It's going to be exciting.
Should be fun.
We're baptizing a new granddaughter down in Phoenix. It's exciting. The family's gathering. It's exciting. I get excited.
Yes, you do.
That's what you love most about me.
That's
I'm still
right.
excitable after all these years. Now hurry up. Let's go.
That's my world, people. Okay, let's get to some questions since this is the segment for questions. All right, Sue. She said she has struggled to grow lavender. She really wants to get some going in her yard. Okay. She wants to know, can you make some suggestions on which varieties grow best?
Yeah.
What environment they need, what kind of soil they need, and the water they need.
Great. Did Sue tell us what city?
She did not.
Okay. Sue, you got to tell us where you're coming from, but basically this is for all of us. So lavender loves bright, blistering hot sun. Start with that. If you're underneath in a beautiful container with great potting soil, it's going to love that because it loves drainage. It does not like sitting in water at all. It wants more air in the soil than it does moisture. So if you fill up all those air pockets with water molecules, it's going to tell you about it. It's going to go, I am not happy. It's going to yellow in the middle. Then it's going to spread. You go, oh, it's getting dry. You're going to give it more water, and then it's going to double down on death. And so it likes the sun. It likes the heat. It likes drainage. If you've got it in a container and it's underneath that front covered patio, I know that's what's in the front of garden magazines and Architecture Digest. But lavender's going to hate that. Mm-hmm. It likes the sunshine. It doesn't want to be under the canopy of anything. In fact, if it could be outdoors 24/7, like Alaska style, hot sun all the time, even happier. That's the secret. Most folks plant them. They don't amend the soil enough. They don't dig out all the chunky rocks out of the soil. And so it doesn't drain very well. They don't add some new compost to keep that soil aerated, to stretched out. It just compacts right back down to its concrete, like clay soil, and now this plant is trying to struggle through this clay, and it can't breathe, and it's overwatered. It just suffers and dies. That seems to be, they love growing in containers, raised beds, because you can control the soil that's in there.
Mm-hmm.
They will very much grow in the yard, but you don't want to treat them like one of your flowers. You want to treat lavender like a tree or a shrub. Water it once, twice a week, maybe. It's happy. Treat it like you would your roses or your lilacs or your other shrubby kind of plants, and that's where it's going to thrive. So if you've struggled with lavender before, that's probably the reason. It was too shady. The soil did not drain. It just sat there in soggy, wet soil. It wasn't that it was too hot. They've got this protection that they do, this sap and this coating around the foliage. It just makes them super low care. The great thing is if you get it right, they live forever with virtual, just ignore them. In fact, if you're going to kill a lavender, it'll be you gardened on it. You loved on it too much. Ignore it, kick dirt at it, take a blow dryer, curse at it. It'll be happier than being pampered.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and now's a good time to, if you're going to try it, now's a good
Oh.
time to come. It's a great time to plant for lavender.
Absolutely.
I think we have 4 to 5 different varieties up there right now. So great time to give it a whirl. Get it out there going.
The reason it's one of the best times is because it's hot. Remember, they like bright, hot soil. They love that. So if you plant them in the spring, you'll struggle more because the soil's cool, the air's cool. It doesn't dry out very fast. At least now, if you overwater it, the heat's going to cause it to dry out quickly, which means you're less likely to make a mistake. That's all of your summer-loving plants. All the plants you find here at the garden center right now, they're summer lovers. They don't like being planted in the spring. They like it when it's hot. So you put your hot heat lovers, out when it's hot out, and they thrive in that time. If you invert those, you put your summer lovers in the spring, your spring lovers in the summer, they don't like it as much.
That's
so
true.
Everyone's got their own climate they like.
That's true. All right. Our next question is from Ron, and I'm getting this one in the garden center all the time right now. Help. Aphids are taking over my world. So he's got them on crepe myrtles. He's got them on roses.
Yeah.
The spray he was using, he thinks it's just not as effective. So how do you get rid of aphids?
This is super easy, Ron, or anyone that's got bug problems. If you even sense there might be a curled leaf, that's aphids. Shiny foliage or shiny rocks, that's aphids. Sticky, gooey flowers, that's aphids. Or just crawling things that look like a big old spider, that's aphids. Not a spider. So what they do is they'll pierce the leaf and they literally suck the juice out of it. And so they don't typically kill a plant. They can stress a stressed plant. They can stress out more and kill it. But basically, they just make it look really ugly, and they stress the plant out. So what do you do? So Ron, here's what you do. So before we had a party last weekend, family's over, our 4th of July stuff. We're doing watching fireworks. We're just enjoying the evening, and you cannot have mosquitoes or flies at any backyard party. The party's over. So I did this for my flies and my mosquitoes. And while I was at it, I went after the spider mites and the aphids because they're everywhere. It's ridiculous. Here's what to do. I've got a product here at the store called Sayonara. It comes in a hose and sprayer. You connect this thing to the hose, turn it on, it puts on this fan spray that just hose that whole plant down till it is dripping wet with Sayonara, and kiss them goodbye. They can't take it anymore. You could release some ladybugs and they'll eat some of them, but they usually get bored. Ladybugs bore easily. They're like ADD all the time. They just can't focus at all. So they eat a few and then go, I'm going to go off and fly over here and do that. Sayonara is going to just obliterate all those insects. And the benefit is, Ron, you won't have flies, at least for a week or two. You won't have mosquitoes because it's going to take those mosquitoes. They hang out inside the darkness of that foliage of your crepe myrtles, in those junipers, in that grass. And so I just hosed down everything I could reach with the hose. And I haven't seen a bug since. Before that, No, we had some serious bugs at that point. So that's how you deal with it. Sayonara. Got a couple other products, but that's one that I find it's in summer. I sprayed in the morning. When it's cool. By that evening, all my worries.
The trick with aphids too is try to get under the leaves as much as possible, because a lot of times that's where they're hanging out.
Till they're dripping wet, till the ground underneath the foliage. You put so much sayonara on, every bit of the foliage is wet and the ground underneath it is wet. And while you're spraying, here's the insider tip. You're thinking negative thoughts like, die, aphids, die. And you know what they do? They die. We'll be right back.
Watters Garden companion plants for July are hibiscus, maple, verbena, and crepe myrtle.
Crepe myrtle flowers are intense watermelon pink, solar reds, and LED whites that cover this heat-loving shrub.
Plant where you enjoy its beautiful multicolored bark and sinuous branches up close.
The flowers show against forest green foliage that turns red and orange in autumn.
Growing to just head height, every yard has room for at least one, and only available for summer planting here at Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
2 issues have shown up in my vegetable gardens, not so much in my flower gardens. Flowers are spectacular. My vegetable gardens, they're growing really fast. But my cucumbers, they're not setting as many fruits as I want. I've got some loofah gourds. They're not setting, they're not blooming. Come on, you can get your act together. Let's go. Tomatoes are forming pretty good, but I think the foliage is so massive. I don't know why they aren't loaded up with so many tomatoes. I don't know what to do with them all. So what am I doing? So the squash I had a small squash and it turned yellow, fell off. Come on. Don't be doing that to me or I'll yank you out of the ground and replace you. But in the interim, let me try this. So the gardener in me said it needs some blossom set. So plants are growing so fast. They're focused on all of their energy is on new foliage, new growth, new runners, new vines, new. Grow. They're feeding off all that manure I put in the ground back in spring, back in March. They're still feeding off of that. So at least once a week, I am spritzing the foliage, just the foliage, the leaves of my vegetable garden with tomato and pepper blossom set. Now, I'm doing just more than peppers and tomatoes. I know the label says tomatoes and peppers, but it absolutely works on squash. It really does work on cucumbers and my gourds. It's going to get them to blossom more. More flowers equals more pollinators, more bees. More flowers means more fruit. More fruit means more. So I always do that. And I did pick my first tomato. Well, actually, I've had quite a few tomatoes, but I had my first tomato that came off the vine with a bit of spotting on it. It had a little tiny black spot on it. That is blossom end rot. So it's a calcium deficiency. So if you see any kind of blemish on your vegetables, that's good. That's a sign of they're talking to you. You just saw it. You read it. You gotta go, oh, you're struggling with calcium, are you? I can help you with that. And so we make a liquid calcium. It's called yield booster, like yield to the safety officer. Yield booster. It's also a liquid. You also spritz the foliage. So I'll spritz the foliage with the blossom end rot. It's like a 32-ounce spritz bottle, like Windex bottle size. Spritz the foliage. I go out and it just makes them happy. It makes me feel like a gardener. And they will start producing more fruits. And then I would suggest, even if you haven't seen any blossom end rot or any kind of rotting, fruit damage, yellowing, black spots, anything on your fruit, that's a sign of calcium deficiencies. This is when they show up. And the reason it shows up now is you've been watering so much, so often that you're literally flooding you're changing the pH of your soil. So the water you're giving your plants is from the tap, either the city or a well, and it's very, very high in pH. And if you feed plants enough high pH water, whatever you're watering things, unless you gather rainwater, that's magical, and you don't have enough to do any real good with it, just kind of supplemental. Most of us are dealing with a tap or well water. That pH will build up in the soil, and it starts to change the chemistry of your soil. As the pH creeps up higher, it locks up the calcium that's actually in the soil and seizes it. Doesn't allow the plant to get to it because the pH is just too high. What do you do? Well, what I do, I'm bypassing the soil. I'm going to give this plant some straight calcium right through the foliage, just like instantaneous. Really is a game changer. Now, you can add some calcium at the roots. There's calcium nitrate. You can do that. That's also called calcium sulfate is gypsum. Calcium nitrate is a fertilizer. There's some calcium forms you can throw on there. But the easiest, quite honestly, is just get a bottle of blossom set, get a bottle of yield booster, just spritz once a week, just kind of switch it off and let your plants feed through their foliage. Be a game changer. So it's just kind of some things I'm seeing in my yard. In fact, I'll try to take a picture and throw that through our social media feeds at Watters Garden Zone, just so you can see my gardens. If you want to see my gardens, it's pretty easy. Most of the pictures are from my gardens or the garden center, one of the two, all the pictures. And so eventually, if you follow us, you're going to see all of my gardens. Well, can we come on a tour? Yeah. Follow us on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or wherever. We're there. YouTube. We have 3.5 million views. People are following us. It's real easy. But I'll try to capture a picture of what that blossom and rot looks like on my tomatoes. But it may be too late because I've already started giving them yield boosters. So maybe that's going to backfire on me. But anyway, tune in. We got more for you, more garden advice right after this.
Watters Garden companion plants for July are hibiscus, purple verbena, crepe myrtle, and sensation maples.
Sensation maples grow fast. The spring leaves erupt with soft reds. They quickly mature to a refreshing green for summer-long shade.
Autumn, it unleashes a brilliant display of red leaves.
Where this maple really shines is in the areas with challenging garden soils.
The picture-perfect tree to line driveways or shade a patio.
You'll only find sensation maples here at Watters Garden Center in Prescott. And we have Lisa Watters Lain back in the studio sharing her segment. Just this section of the show has been hers for, well, what is it, 20 years or so?
A long time.
You're as vibrant as ever, my dear.
Oh, well, thank you.
That hair looks fantastic. For you folks on the video version of this, wowza. Can you say that over the airwaves?
I don't know.
No, anyway, you're looking good. So the gardens look good. The garden center looks good. Your
and my hair looks good. So, life is good.
Yeah. So, what kind of garden advice can we impart to folks that will make them better this week?
So we've gotten a couple of trucks in this week. So we have a new fresh stuff. A lot of people start thinking, all they have is the stuff they had since March. No, we get trucks all the time of new stuff.
4 of them yesterday. It was killing us. Oh my gosh.
Yes, it was a lot. So for people who are into herbs, a lot of herbs here are perennial. Yeah. And they're great to plant right now. So we got a whole new fresh selection of herbs, the sages, the thymes, tarragon. If you've been looking for tarragon.
That's unusual.
We finally got some tarragon in. We got some dill in. The other one a lot of people look for is the Thai basil. Got some really nice Thai basil in and regular basil in. So still plenty of time to put your herbs in out there. Lots of growing season left. So we've got some nice.
If you put those things in right now, they would grow and fill in so fast. Right. I mean, if it's a nice size, plump herb, you put them in the ground, you'll be picking fresh Thai basil leaves or tarragon by like this time next weekend.
I think so many people put their basil in early.
Too early.
And basil does not like cold.
They like hot.
They like the heat. So it's a good time to be putting some of those in. Just a ton of really nice new perennials in. You just got to come check them out because there's too many to list.
I did a list. I did a video yesterday showing off If you aren't tuned into our social media outlets, you should be. You'll be inspired. We just started a new series called the Lunchtime Series because we know you're going to check your phone at lunch. So we're just going, what's all this negative stuff going up and down your stream? We're going to give you something positive. And one I did was Denver Daisy Rudbeckia.
Oh, they're beautiful.
They are stunning. The pollinators were all over them, and that's going to look good. That will be relaxing and therapeutic on someone's lunch break. We should share that. So I'm doing one a day, Monday through Friday at 11:30 every day. We're going to post a brand new flower of something inspirational.
So that's on Facebook or Instagram?
On Facebook, Instagram, TikTok,
everywhere,
YouTube.
Okay.
I think that's all. Reels, shorts. It's on all of them. Yep.
Cool.
We'll see how well it goes over. It's in my head. It sounds really good, but man, all the news. You look at your phone. It's like on fire. It's flooding. It's politics. It's like wars. We just need some. I just want to look at a flower.
Right.
I'd feel better.
That's what you say. People just need to garden more, and a lot of people actually come down if they're like in a stressful thing going on. They'll come down to the garden center and just walk through. And I've had people tell me that. And I agree. Just walking through releases the endorphins and you just feel better, seeing things growing. And there's just so many pretty stuff right now.
It's really another issue when it's cold out, people stop by Starbucks and they come down to do that. And when it's hot out, they stop by the ice cream shop, 31 flavors, and they show up, or they get a Frappuccino or something.
Right.
It's a cool drink when it's hot, it's a hot drink when it's cold. It's funny how people are fun.
But yes, you should come down and check. But the other thing that we got in were some really, really nice crepe myrtles. Now, I think crepe myrtles are something every yard should have. They do really nicely here. They take the full sun. They take the heat. They are great color, kind of late summer, early fall. They're just terrific, bright color. There's nothing muted about a crepe myrtle. Usually
they love showing off, and they love it being flamboyant.
I mean, they come in pinks and reds and purples and whites, and it's just a really nice, colorful shrub for your yard.
That's one too. We mentioned with Sue early in the show. She was asking about lavenders. Lavenders and crepe myrtles love growing in the same garden. They are companion plants. When I look at your phone going, hey, what can I put here? And I see a lavender there, I'm going, hey, crepe myrtle will grow there, or vice versa. They love the sun, bright, hot drainage. They love all that.
Kind of like a butterfly bush. If you have a spot that butterfly bush grows well in. And the thing I like about butterfly bush are great plant, but they're usually purples. You know, just what color of purple do you want? Whereas crepe myrtles just have such more variety.
Although I've seen pinks. I've seen red. You get butterfly, but the new varieties coming out are dwarfed and they are brighter, but not nearly as bright. The flowers aren't as bright, but they're bigger on a butterfly bush. I can't say that. Crepe myrtles are gigantic. I'm trying to cover.
You can have both. Every yard has room for both. There you go. So some of the ones that I saw that were really cool. So summer lasting strawberry is a great one because it's a 3x3. So a lot of people with those little bit smaller yards that are trying to squeak some color in, that would be terrific for you.
Hip high by hip high crepe myrtle. So dwarfed.
Yep.
And it's got a strawberry color, which would be kind of cool looking.
I asked Kinsey, I'm like, what color is that to you? She goes, magenta. So it's not just pink. It is pink. It's a very dark fuchsia magenta pink. Really pretty shrub. Another one we got in is called Petite Pinky. This one is pink. It truly is pink. But it's another little bit smaller. So maybe 5 foot tall, 4 to 5 foot tall in there. Okay. So another one that's going to maintain its size and shape and not take over your yard.
Chest high. I mean, you hardly have to do anything to it. Just kind of leave it alone. Let it grow.
We have Enduring Summer Red, which is a really nice red one. Nice dark green foliage with the red flowers on it. Very, very pretty. That's a 5x5. So not going to take over the world. Bigger ones, we have the Dynamite Crepe Myrtle, which is another red, dark red. But that one, you give it some time, it's going to get up there. Maturity, maybe 15 feet or so.
Like a big lilac or big Rose of Sharon.
Right.
Put it against the fence line, softens that up, makes it all beautiful. Right. Bright red.
Very pretty. Yeah. We also have this Dynamite Red. We have it in grafted tree form.
Cool.
So it looks more like tree shaped, single
Yeah.
trunk with the big bush coming off of the top
The
of
folks that wanted a crepe myrtle tree,
Mhm.
they're available to plant here at
Right.
Watters Garden Center. That
it. It
sounds
also
exciting.
look really cool in a pot.
Oh, yeah,
too.
that's true.
So yeah, so that's a nice one. You gotta check those out. Another big one is the Catawba.
Catawba. Say that 10 times fast.
So that one's purplish. Another kind of a bigger one, probably in that 10 to 15 foot range. Real pretty purple. And the other ones that I really like, so we have one that's called crystalline. So it has dark foliage, almost like a burgundy foliage.
It's like black almost.
And it has white flowers. And
Yeah.
that contrast is so cool. And we have many more varieties of those. Those are the ones I popped out at me as I was walking through. But a lot of other ones that have that darker foliage, some with red blooms, some with pinker blooms. But definitely one you got to come down and take a
It's
look
fun just
at
to
them.
see them. Just fun.
Yeah.
I mentioned the 4 semi trucks of plants we had a couple days ago. They had crepe myrtles on them. That's what was coming. Crepe myrtles it's crepe myrtle season. They're here. This is when you want to plant them. It's the preferred season. Oh, but it's hot out. They'll like that. That's why it's crepe myrtle season.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway.
Lots of pretty of those. We also got some nice shrub roses in and landscape roses in.
Oh, nice.
With some nice bright colors too. So it's still a really good time to be out there planting, adding some color into your yard. Because sometimes by this time of year, you just need a little more color out there.
If you want to see those on your social media feed, I did actually not all those. That's way too many. It's too many colors, too many varieties. I did shoot a few key videos, just short, like 90 seconds or less. Here's what this is. Here's where you plant it. Here's what I did. Rose of Sharon's, passion vine or mandevilla. So a new rose. There's a new mandevilla that's fantastic. Oh my gosh. So take a look at those. Follow us or just kind of tune in and watch the feed. We are out of time. So Lisa, Watters Lain, thank you for coming in, sharing some insights on crepe myrtles and others. Be right back.
Watters Garden companion plants for July are hibiscus, maple, crepe myrtle, and purple verbena.
Purple verbena is mountain famous for gorgeous summer-long flowers held over compact green foliage.
This purple bloomer loves bright gardens, summer heat, and grows best in poor soils with less water.
Go ahead and abuse this bloomer. You can't kill it.
The perfect native perennial for easy summer long flowers.
You'll only find the toughest verbena here at Watters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott. A couple garden happenings. There's 3 of them, 4 of them. There's a lot of gardening going on right now. One is we took a little break last week with the garden classes just because it was 4th of July weekend. I said, hey, team, don't worry about that. Let's skip a weekend and come back at it next week. This is the next week. So it's how to heal sick plants. If you've got some issues you're seeing, we're going over what to look for. We'll try to capture some bugs and show them off. We'll show off fruits with blossom end rot or what to look for in the yard. It's lots of questions. It's more technical. Here's the sprays, the nutrients, the fertilizers. In a nutshell, it's going to be what you've just tuned into this show on. That's fertilize things with humic and all-purpose food. Don't let bugs take over. Kill them if you see them with sayonara. That's pretty much in a nutshell. But it's an hour-long class. You can watch it, stream it. We do stream that live through our Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn pages. So wherever you like to, whatever your social media feed is, that's where you tune into. In fact, if you want this podcast, we just uploaded it to our website. And see, if you go to wattersgardencenter.com, go to learn, we're trying to get more educational stuff onto our website. So this show, every segment is broadcast on that through our podcast feed. And it just says podcast under the learn button. So learn, like LEARN, learn the garden handouts that we use, the ones we use in Saturday's class on how to fix stressed out plants. That's the handouts are right there. They're very helpful and they're local. They're not just regurgitated, Google stuff or AI who's hallucinating, telling you who knows what they're thinking. It's actually our stuff we've seen work in our climate for our gardens. It's the right information. Don't have to guess. It's right there. You want to tune into the podcast, subscribe to it. So just hit subscribe and you'll be notified when a new podcast comes out, new segment of the radio show. Or at the very top, it's got the Garden Club. Join the Garden Club. I write a weekly garden column. I do a weekly podcast. You'll be the insider tip on that. And you'll also get insider tips on things like sip and shop. We're trying a new thing. The garden center is such a delight at the end of the day. It's just beautiful. The plants have been blooming all day. The pollinators are out trying to get one last meal before it's nighttime. Just there's so much activity, but there aren't a lot of customers, gardeners. They're gardening in the cool of the day, beginning, or they want to garden later in the afternoon. So they're coming in the morning, and then in the afternoon, not that much. But the most pleasant time underneath the greenhouse shade is things are blooming. The fragrance comes out. The hummingbirds go crazy at that time of day. Is from 4 to 6. And so we're going to invite guests. You are invited, please. July 24th, we're going to have a sip and shop from 4 to 6 after hours. I'll share my fancy herbal iced tea. We'll have a sangria. We'll have some sparkling water. I'm not sure quite what cheese platters. We'll do something. It'll be a date night. It'll be bring the girlfriends with you. Just come stag. Come just enjoy it yourself. We'll have a beverage. We'll have a beautiful evening. I'm going to personally tour people around the garden center from 4:30 for about 15 minutes. Just, hey, come in. Let me show you some brand new things. I'm going to personally interact with folks, but sip and shop. July 24th from 4 to 6. Take a look at that on our website as well. But throughout the week, Lisa and I camp out here at Watters Garden Center, and we just love talking to fans of the show.
Wondering why the grass is always greener on the other side? Well, it's probably because your neighbor used the all-purpose fertilizer from Watters Garden Center. Monsoon is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to feed your plants. Watters all-purpose fertilizer is the only organic made especially for Arizona mountain soils. Don't buy a bunch of different fertilizer for your flowers, veggies, trees, or grass. This one does it all. The plants on your side will be happier, healthier, well, greener. Safe, natural, organic. Watters Garden Center in Prescott.
For a more fruitful garden, increased success in the landscape that just feels better, then tune in daily to the Mountain Gardener podcast. Subscribe to your favorite podcast streamer or visit wattersgardencenter.com. Better yet, visit me directly right here at Watters Garden Center. Thanks for tuning in.